Greetings, everyone, on this New Year's Day. After the smash success of New Year's Eve last night, which is to say, a couple people watched it from time to time, and we had fun. We're about ready to dig into another one. And today we're going to do the literal newest Euro I've bought, which is Alma Mater. I did watch a video on this one, so I'm a little less blind on this than on Porta Nigra, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, let's review the components. We have the game board. We have a deck of setup cards. We have the selected Chancellor cards here. We have 3 because we have 2 players, so we have 3 down here and 2 up here. There's 12 bust cards, but we only have I think I might even have too many in there. I put 1 per player, but I think I included the dummy players, so I think we're gonna take 1 of each of these out. If you could set those somewhere in the box. So those are bust cards. We've got the Ignotus deck. Ignotus is the proxy player because this is a 3-player game that pretends to be a 2-player game. We have the research track already set up. There's a bunch of cards, so that varies. We have student tiles. We have 1 student tile per player in each section. Every player has a university board. We have the professors here. There's 4 different types of professor for each row, for each discipline. And we're using 2 of them at random. Let's see, what else? We have, we've chosen, from the 3 glory tiles from each type, we've chosen these. Each player has 7 bookshelves. Each player has 25 textbooks in the supply. They're mingled in the supply over there, along with 20 yellow dictionaries, which are neutral. Each player is starting with 4 masters and can acquire 2 more. There are also the tutors in yellow. We might want to actually pull those out because those are again neutral and those can come up. There are some price tiles over in that corner. A big old pile of money. The markers have been distributed on the board where they need to be. Okay, so we've already done setup. We got the game board on the 3-player side. Yeah, the research cards are set up, student tiles are set up, professor cards are set up, glory tiles are set up, bust cards are set up, chancellor cards are set up. First round, first phase. Each player has a university. Oh, that is colored. I didn't even notice that. So yours is, I'm gonna swap yours out.
So I have the blackboard.
I didn't realize they had a color notation on them. Not that it matters, but...
Well, I like my little flower insignia a lot better than the other one.
Okay, so you've got that. We've got the setup deck. Got the prestige is set to 0. The research is also off the track, it seems like. The order of those markers is determined during player setup, which we haven't done. We form a supply with the remaining 2 masters, all textbooks, tutors, price tiles, coins, and the yellow dictionaries. Now we go check the 2-player setup. Once again, this being New Euros Day, this is a learning experience for everybody involved. So we will be reading the rule book in its entirety, which is not what we usually do on this stream. Alright. At the end of setup, we shuffle these cards together and we make a deck. And I feel like I already shuffled them, but I'll shuffle them again.
You can go on. I can shuffle them while you're going on.
Place the masters on. So it's going to have 3 masters. They're going to be placed on... I think I might have to read the rest of the rules they're saying. Let's see. Place them... He needs 1 marker, so I need to go get out 1 red disc, and that goes on the start...
I got you, fam.
That goes on the start level of the research track.
Where is... This was...
Yeah, on the bottom of that card. The thing that says start.
Got it.
And then, let's see here. I don't know what the archives... So, the university is, it means that. Okay. that just go on his player board. I thought this was the university. That's the university. Is your own personal board. Then place the books.
Okay, these are ready.
Okay. Then I gotta assign his bookshelves, which this is something that the players will be doing. So one of the mechanics in this is that you're gonna have these frames that are they're gonna slide every round basically. But
we're basically doing a CPU player.
Yep. Because we got no choice. And then this just kind of hangs out off the edge. And then the textbooks are in the supply. Okay, that's the setup. We'll cover the how to play once we get through the rest of the game. Because it's not very useful to explain how his differences go without go through the rest of the game. Alright, player setup. Alright, we won't do the player setup yet, but you're going to draw we're going to draft 4 cards, and you're going to keep 3 of them, and that's going to determine your starting resources. Then you're going to get 1 Chancellor card, and the remaining Chancellor will go on top of the A in the Hall of Fame. And then you will choose an order in which to arrange your bookshelves. There are 4 bookshelves with 1 on them, 2 with 2, and 1 with 3. And the significance of this will most assuredly be explained later in the rules.
Okay.
But you get to choose them. But they're gonna, as I said, they're gonna cycle through here. So you're choosing them based on which number you want available at what time of the game. Then after that, you gain your resources. Okay, book supply is considered unlimited. You may store books and ducats next to your board, but you may only hold a limited number of books between rounds. Okay, textbooks.
Where's the number of?
It doesn't. I'll get to it.
Okay.
I'm just reading the rules as they come. Let's see. Normally, when you see these gray textbooks, those are textbooks in any color, and they go in storage. If you see textbook icon with a star, that means your color only, and those may go in storage or directly in your display, which is again not yet explained. There may be equal signs or not equal signs as they relate to textbooks, and they do what they would obviously, you'd obviously think they do. Dictionaries in yellow are not textbooks.
Okay.
They look like books. I mean, they're books, but they aren't textbooks. Okay, so when you gain textbooks with a star, take the corresponding number of textbooks in your own player color and place them in your display, which is these things. They must always be placed from right to left. You may only place 1 textbook in each bookshelf. You may not place a bookshelf in the 7th. You may not place a textbook in the 7th bookshelf that is not on the board yet. Prestige points. The majority of prestige points are scored at the end. It is common to score and spend points during the game. You may not spend more points than you have. Additional masters, or these are the dudes. There are 3 ways. One is to meet the requirement.
These dudes or these dudes?
These dudes. These are masters.
Oh, the meeple dudes. Yeah. Okay.
If you meet the requirement of the A glory tile, you can get 1. If you reach or exceed 15 prestige points, or if you place a student in your 6th lecture hall. So all those 3 markers indicate the ways to get more dudes, and you can only get 2 of them. If you drop below 15 prestige points, if you go above and below 15 prestige points, you don't lose your master. And if you go back above 15 points, you don't get a second. No shenanigans. This is a shenanigans-free game.
There are some games like that that encourage shenanigans.
Oh yeah, I was playing Great Western Trail the other day, and you can get a bonus for hiring workers. You can send that worker off to do something, hire a new worker, and get the bonus again. Okay, the research status of your university is recorded on the research track. If you get a green gear, you may advance 1 level up without having to meet the requirement or pay the cost. If you get a black gear, you may move up, but you must meet the requirement to pay the cost. If there's already a marker of another player on the next level, your marker goes on top. It is possible to get green and black on the same turn, in which case you can choose the order in which you catch them in, but you cannot save them across turns. Okay, milestones. The top level on each research card is a milestone. When you reach the level below a milestone, you automatically advance to the milestone and gain the depicted bonus. This does not require a research step.
So if you get here, you get that?
Yep.
Okay.
If you are the first or second player to reach the 5th milestone, you move your marker up into that board at the very top.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you get to the end, that would just tracks the order in which people get up there. That one and the 1 and the 2, actually. You go in there. Tip, research. You gain bonuses, and it increases the reputation of your textbooks. More points during final score. Okay. Alma Mater is played over 6 rounds. There are 3 phases. Action phase, administrative phase, income phase. Then we have this phase marker down here to track which phase we're on. Okay, so the first bit is the action phase. In turn order, each player chooses one of the following 2 actions. You either send your masters, you take one or more of your masters from the archive space of your university, and you send them out to either an action space on the game board or an action space on one of your students. Not all students have action spaces, but some do.
I'm assuming the ones with the circles are the action spaces.
I am also assuming that. I guess we'll find out if we're wrong. The second thing you can do is you can give a lecture. You can choose one of your ready professors and pay the book cost to perform the action and then tap your professor. I guess we'll think these guys are the professors. So
it
we'll
would
get to
seem
them.
like that.
Repeat this in turn order. If you cannot or do not want to perform either of the actions, you must pass and you drop from the round, at which point you exhaust all your professors and move all your available masters on the back to the dormitory. So these are ones you can't use. Since players might have different numbers of masters and professors and also can place several masters at one time, the turns are not going to be even. We're not all going to have the same number of actions, but that's hardly new to this kind of game. All right, second is administrative phase. First is determine turn order. Turn order is determined by most players or most masters on the bishop space. Let's see. In case of a tie, the player who placed them first wins the tie, so make sure you put them in left or right. And then if more than one, and if multiple players have none on there, they retain relative turn order. Second thing is storage size. Storage size is determined by how many students you have by rightmost occupied A lecture hall in your university. So basically how many students you have. And I got a feeling you're going to have to fill A, B, A, B. And there's a pretty intuitive way that you're going to have to fill this. So that's your storage size is 6 at the beginning. So at that you must discard books of your choice. Then in the third thing is the book reputation, and that is the 1, 2, 3 at the very top. There's no reputation in the first round. At the end of the first round, we will take one book from each player, and we will assign them in the order they're based on reputation track. In case of a tie, being top is higher reputation, so second in has better reputation. Guess what? It's a Feldstack.
Feldstack.
I call that the Feldstack because it's a very common game mechanic used by Stefan Feld, where you have a stack, where you have a track and people move along it, but the second person in goes on top, and then they're better than the person they just stepped on. That's a very common mechanic. Okay, step 4 in this phase is ready all your professors, so untap them, take back your masters, advance the round marker, and then this gets advanced and their game's over. So that means there is no income phase in the last round, but otherwise you get income. Display cleanup. First, gain 1 buck for each book in your display. Then, using the 7th bookshelf that is near your display, push it in, slide everything down. This falls out. If a book falls out with it, it goes back to the supply. And then that one's going to go back to cycle in next time. Students may have income symbols on them. That is the open hand. So like for money.
Got it. I see it.
And then let's see. Gain ducats according to your position on the book reputation track. So you can get money for having. The worse your reputation is, the more money you get. Okay, action spaces. So now, masters. During the action phase, you may place one or more of your masters on an action space on the board or on one of your students. The following rules apply to all spaces except the bishop space, which is this, and the colloquium space, which I think is this, but I'm not certain. To use an unoccupied action space, play one master. If there are already one or more masters on an action space, you must place one more master than the highest number of masters of a single color already there. You may not use an action space if one or more of your masters are already there. That's a very technical way to say first person in pays 1, second person in pays 2, third person in pays 3, and in a 4-player game, fourth person in would pay 4. But there are things that let you recall masters, so I suppose it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. You could take the 1 back, and then you'd have to go and pay 5. So it's just the highest, whatever the highest somebody else paid to go in, that's what you have to pay more. Okay, tutors are yellow. Those are special masters that you may gain from a certain professor.
That one?
Probably that one. They are considered as masters for all game effects. If you place a tutor on an action space, they go back to the supply. This way, it is possible for you to use an action space multiple times per round because the tutors are not your color. So we play Kingsburg. No, not Kingsburg. Marco Polo is the game I'm thinking of, where you have the neutral dice that you can use to get into a space a second time.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of each round, all tutors must be returned to the supply, so you can't keep them either. All right, so there's the campus, is the grid of students. There's 4 action spaces. If you use one of those, you choose one of the students in the corresponding row, and you pay the cost based on the faculty column above the student. The costs are indicated on the top, and it's based on reputation, so the costs may vary over the course of the game. So for that, to recruit a law student, which is the second column, you must pay either you must pay 2 textbooks of the same color that are in the top 2 reputation ranks, then 1 textbook of a different color, and 1 textbook of the third color. Then the left, it's 2 textbooks of a top 2 rep, and then one other textbook, and then 2 textbooks of the first, of the most reputable, 2 textbooks of something else, one dictionary.
Yellow. Okay.
So let's see here. Place the student in the next free lecture hall of your university. The lecture halls are numbered. A student must always be placed in your lowest numbered available lecture hall. So yeah, the order's as obvious. If they go into A, they increase your storage size. You get a person here. Any further lecture halls after that cost additional money to recruit the student. If all lecture halls are occupied, you may not recruit a student. One thing I'm not sure of is if you can recruit the same student multiple times. Some students trigger, you may not recruit the same student multiple times. That makes sense. And it's in italics. That's kind of why I missed it. They made it stand out so much that I missed it. All right. Some students will trigger an immediate effect after they've been placed in a lecture hall. They got a lightning bolt on them. You may use action spaces on your own students. There are 2 students in the game that have an action space. Both give you the options to buy textbooks in your own player color and get a black research step. You start the game with one of those printed directly on your board. Okay, the academy. There are 2 spaces on the academy. If you choose a space there, you could choose a professor corresponding to that action space. So it's the top 2 and the bottom 2 in a 2-player game, 2 or 3-player game. You have to pay a different cost depending on whether the chosen professor has already been recruited. If no other player has previously recruited the professor, you must pay money and books. So the cost in books is that you're gonna have to pay 2 of something, 1 of something, and 1 of something for this, and 3, 2, 1 here, and so on up the line. So the first person has to pay the money, but what they get to do is they get to decide which order the books are in. The second person has to pay whatever the first person paid in terms of books, but they don't have to pay the money. Note that you need 4 different books for the top ones, which means dictionaries will be required. After you've recruited a professor, you may immediately give a lecture on the same turn by tapping the professor. And then finally, you take the book you paid the most of and you put it on your professor, which indicates that that's the color of the book you need to pay to use the professor in a later round. You may not recruit the same professor multiple times either. So we'll kind of go through the actual professors and what they do shortly. All right, special action spaces. Bishops, you send masters there to get money, and it determines turn order in the next round. The next space over is the colloquium. When you use this space, you place 1 master. You may buy textbooks from another player's display by paying them the amount of money indicated on the book in the display. They must be bought from left to right, so you can't, if they have a book in this one, you can't buy this book just to keep them from pushing this off the edge, or you can't let that push off the edge, you have to actually buy that one. Then you select 1 bookshelf from which you bought a textbook. Let's see, I want to make sure I get this right. You may buy a textbook from another player's display. Textbooks must be bought from left to right. Then select exactly 1 bookshelf from which you bought a textbook this turn and immediately gain the prestige points indicated on the tile. And then you flip that over to the darker side. And then you gain that many points. So it seems like when I buy from you, I flip over your tiles and gain your prestige points from those, or gain prestige points from your tiles. You may also buy dictionaries for 4 money each. And those spaces you can play as many times and as many masters there as you want. Okay, the Hall of Fame. You reach an objective, will give you access to an additional Chancellor ability, resources, and prestige points. So if you've met the requirements of any of those, you can take a bust card from underneath the Chancellor card, and it sits in front of you, and it just says, hey, I've met this goal. It's just a reminder. And then that means you can use the power of the Chancellor that's there. And then you receive the given bonus as well when you meet those. You receive this bonus when you meet the requirement, and the requirements are on those cards. Let's see. And then it's just the abilities just do what they say. Okay, final scoring is on the bottom of your player board. 1 money per textbook. 4 money to 1 point. Dictionaries to 1 point. Book reputation track, you receive 12 and 5 points for first and second in reputation track. And yes, you can be behind Ignotus, so you can get 0 there. Okay, milestones on the research track times number of professors. Prestige points from professor cards. See 4, 6, 8, and 10 on the right side of them. Let's see here. Next one is let's see. Mathematics students are worth points. So the 4th column of people are worth points there. I don't think we covered these 2 action spaces, but they seem. I'm gonna check and make sure we didn't. Yeah, they're just. I did miss those. I'll come back to those in a second. Okay, mathematics students are worth. Excuse me, endgame points. Multiply number of students in your A lecture halls times number of students in your B lecture halls and get a number of prestige points. So that number is going to balloon. And then points for how many bust cards you have at the end of the game. Okay, so these last 3 action spaces. So we have the park, which is 10 money for 7 points. You may only do that once per turn. And then the other space is split between the antiquarian, which you can buy books directly from the supply, or you can also do research. So we got that. Alright, final scoring. Rules for 2 players. So now we can kind of say, what is Ignotus going to do? At the start of each action phase, before the starting player performs the first action, we reveal the card. He advances up the research track. He adds some textbooks to his display. And his masters go out on the board to clog spaces. Ignotus does not gain milestone bonuses. Ignotus does... when you buy his books, it goes to the supply. And he gains no income, no resources, but his books get pushed to the left. Understanding the game, that seems pretty straightforward. Alright, so here's covering the Chancellor cards. So you're going to get to pick one of these. So you can put a guy in the bishop space, and he counts as 2, which also counts turn order. So having that card just basically means if you've got anyone there, you have one more. You may give a... Whenever you give a lecture, pay no books. Draw 3 additional setup cards. Keep 1 additional setup card. So how does that... So I'm guessing if that happens in the middle of the game, you do also... If you choose this Chancellor during player's setup, if you get it mid-game, you don't get that bonus. Then whenever you gave a lecture, gain a point. They're pretty straightforward. On other players' turns, if a player buys 1 or more books from your display, each player involved gains a point. Then you also gain 1 book in the color of that player from the supply. And then it looks like, let's see here, you get improved actions for that space, that space, that space, and that space. Okay, the professors. We're almost done. So, professors of mathematics. Immediately perform a display cleanup, gain money from your books, and then push the bookshelves. Then the other guy is activate one of your masters that you have previously placed on an action space, and do the action again. You can also choose a single master that has been placed there as part of a group. So it's not limited to spaces that you have only one guy in. Place a tutor from the supply, and yeah, that just take a tutor, and then gain one black research step and 1 yellow book. Okay, we're into law. Trade 5 money for 5 prestige, or yeah, pay 5 or 10 money to get 5 or 10 points. Then pay 1 or you can't do both, or pay 1 or 2 points to gain 5 or 10 money. You can't do both in the same turn. Immediately recruit a student, pay 1 last textbook, gain prestige points corresponding to the faculty of the student. You do not need to place a master, and it stacks with other effects. Okay, up in the arts, gain 1 prestige point for each textbook in your display, and then gain prestige points for your professors. 1 point for every non-art professor, 2 points for every art professor, including myself. Okay, so yep, this is buy up to 6 books of your color, paying the money, take a black research step. So the one out there is buy up to 8 books. Those can go, your own books can go in display or storage. Next one up there, somewhere in there, there is gain one money. Each income phase, gain 1 money, increase your storage size by 4.
Okay, so you're doing the students. You said professors.
We did the professors, and now we're on to the students. If I did not, so I did all these. Now I'm over here. All right. So then the bottom art, when you use the bishop space, gain 1 additional money per master, and then gain 1 black research step total. Okay. Then with the lightning bolt up there, gain 3 price tiles and place them above your display to permanently change the costs of 3 of your bookshelves. Decide which side is facing up. You take them randomly from that. No, of your choice. No, let's see here. Doesn't say whether they are random or of your choice. I'm gonna guess they're of your choice. Decide which side is facing up, but note that costs must always stay the same or increase from left to right. So you can't stick a 4 over here unless everything else is a 4. During each income phase, you may rearrange all of your pricing tiles. Okay, so immediately gain 2 2x4s and one or two tiles with 2 on one side, 4 on the other, and one that is 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Okay, going into the next one, there's immediately gain a money in a dictionary and also have an income of a money in a dictionary each turn. Whenever you place a master on the colloquium, you may buy textbooks from 2 different players, but you may only earn points from a single bookshelf. Additionally, you may buy textbooks from 1 player and dictionaries from the supply. So the one immediately after placing a professor, gain a green step. Then there's one that's immediately gain 2 money, and after placing a student, gain 2 money. But if you gain 2 money from that guy, you cannot use them to pay for the cost of putting the student in. You have to have the money beforehand. All right, we're on to law. No, we did law. We're on to medicine.
Are all the students in this stack the same?
Yes, each stack is identical. That's just enough for every player to get what they need out of it. Let's see, there is gain 1 prestige point for each student in a B lecture hall, gain 4 money immediately, and then 4 money per income phase. So all of them have immediately gain 1 point per student in B. Let's see, there's gain 4 money immediately and an income. When you recruit 1 student, pay 1 less textbook. When you reach a blue marked level on a research track, immediately advance 1 space with a green research action, so you don't have to meet requirements. And the last one is whenever you recruit a professor, pay no money, which only matters if you're the first person doing it. All right, then over in, these are all points. 2 money for each milestone you've reached. 2 points.
Are these end of game?
These are all end of game scoring, yes. Every single one of the mathematics students is end of game. 2 points per milestone you've reached in research. 3 points per bust card. 1 point per student, counting the printed student. And then 2 points per professor. The glory tiles have 4 dictionaries and 15 money in storage. Have 7 students in your lecture halls. Have 4 professors. I think that's everything. That was a half an hour of explanation, but I think we're through it.
Okay, I'm gonna have you go first because I'm still a little.
I want to actually see how we do turn order. Turn order is determined by the setup cards, actually. So.
Okay.
So you get to keep 3 of these. This is like Zolkin. Well, we draft them actually. So you take one. You take one you want. So
Star is your book.
Star is your book.
No star is any book.
Is any book.
But not a yellow book.
Yellow books would require yellow book. That's the most interesting card out of this set. Then I'll check to see it. I don't know if buying all the books, yeah, if it's multiple textbooks, it'll tell you if they have to be same color or not same color. All right.
Are we getting all of these, or we keep?
You have to trash one of them. Turn order is determined by who has the lowest total of numbers in the top of the cards. And then ties are broken by the sequence number in the bottom. The single lowest sequence number.
Get rid of this one.
And then you can take this entire deck out of it. Well, okay, actually that's not true. Because if somebody chooses this Chancellor, they'll get another card. Alright, so your numbers are 19, and my numbers are 21, so you are going to be going first, despite your protestations.
Okay, so I get 6 money, 2 yellow
Technically,
books.
you don't actually get the resources quite yet.
Well, I'm sorting them out because it saves work.
Because the next thing that you do is, since you are first in turn order, you get to choose a chancellor.
I'm gonna choose this guy that makes bishoping easier or more powerful.
Okay, so no books for giving a lecture, or get an additional setup boost. I think I'm gonna try this, and then that goes there. So I get to look at another 3 of these, and then that's a choice. I got 4 money and 2 points. I think I might take the 2 money and 1 initial step on the research track. That first step's kind of the cheapest step, though, so that card basically ends up being worth 5 money and an action. I think I'm just going to take it, so I'm just going to put my marker here. Alright, now this deck is out of the game. So the next thing you can do is you can arrange your bookshelf as you see fit.
Okay. So what determines which books are which?
What do you mean?
Which...
The prestige?
Yeah.
That is going to be determined at the end of the first round based on your research track.
And why would I want to put different books? I'm not understanding what the books are doing.
Well, the only books you can put there are your books.
Okay.
Other people will buy your books from you.
Oh.
The one thing that I was a little unclear on is who gets the prestige points on those tiles. Let's see here.
Yeah, it seems like you would get it.
The person, it sure sounds like the person who buys the book gets the prestige points on those.
Thematically, that doesn't make any sense.
Which is why I'm a little confused, because I thought it was the other way. It is then immediately select one bookshelf from which you bought a textbook this turn and immediately gain the prestige points indicated. And then they flip over to the other side.
So you get points and someone else gets money?
The buyer receives a book and potentially points. The seller receives cash.
I see.
Alright, so I have to acquire my research here. I have to acquire my resources, so I've got 9... I've got 9 money. I receive a student, which I believe will immediately give me money when I get it. I receive 2 books of not my color, so I'll do this. I receive 3 books of my color, and those may either go into my display here, which I'll put 2 in here, and I'll put 1 over here.
I think you stole my book.
Are you putting any of those into your display, any of your green books into there?
No.
Okay.
I'm still very confused on that part of the game, but I'll just roll with it.
You can put them in your supply, but you better be planning to spend a few of those this turn.
Do they go away?
You have a limit of 6 books in your supply.
Okay. I guess I'll put 2 in then. Can I take them out of here?
They have to go in from the other end. I will triple read the book. Arranging textbooks in your display. When you gain textbooks with a star, take the corresponding number of textbooks in your own player color, and they may be placed in your display. Must always be placed right to left. You are not allowed to move them directly from display to storage, and vice versa.
So, are they just stuck there forever, or do they have to fall off the end?
They get bought. Again, that's one of the big things, is if I want to acquire textbooks of your color, it's generally done by buying them from you. Let's see here. Oh.
Is that a free action?
That is this space.
But why would you do that when you can just pay 3 money here?
Because A, they can get down to 2 money.
And I guess you can buy multiples.
And you can buy multiples, and you can also receive the prestige points from buying them.
Okay. So I'm going first?
I believe Ignotus technically goes first. So let's figure out this automa. Alright, move red up 2 spaces on research. And then hand me 2 red books, please. Can you put these on beta, epsilon, and theta, please? So you can still use those spaces, it just requires extra masters to do so. Oh, also you receive income every round for having books in your display.
Oh, is the income what's up top?
No, the income is 1 per book.
Okay.
That's a big thing to clarify as to why you'd put books in your display. I knew there was something else going on with getting income.
Whew.
Yeah.
It's just 1 money per book?
Yep. But, so basically putting books in your display gets you cash. Cash gets you, the ability to actually play the game.
So
I'm not even honestly sure if you are able to recruit students on the first turn of the game, because there is no actual book reputation. Let me see if I can figure that out.
Because that's what I was going to do.
Any textbooks.
Okay. So that's 1 income plus 4 books. Is the 4 books immediately, or is
that's
that
a
income?
That's a
books?
ability to hold 4 more books in my supply.
Oh. Well, I think I like that for a beginning of the game. So I'll do 2 green books.
And then one of
something.
Any other color?
I'll do red.
Yellows are probably technically harder to come by.
So I get 1 money immediately.
Yep.
A 1 money income for the rest of the game. Plus I can hold 4 more books. Okay.
Okay, I'm looking around to see what I can do, because I did not take a lot of books to start. So I'm looking like, where can I go about getting more books? I can collect money. I can buy books from 1 player. I think that what I'm going to probably do here, I'm going to go down here.
I'm assuming these 2 are unlimited because
those are
very large.
Just make sure you put these guys in left to right, because it doesn't matter. I'm going to pay $3. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to exhaust that. And I'm going to gain 2 points and get on the board. The main thing is the 3rd player is taking up where I want to put the manual. So I have to throw the manual on top of some cables and stuff.
So professors cost money and...
First person in has to pay the money, but they get to set the order of books that goes there.
But I have to play 2 workers to go there.
Yep, right? And you also don't have enough books right now to do that. Because you need a book in a 3rd color.
I'm going to use my power to get 5 money. My beginning of the game power.
That makes sense. And remember, when we're evaluating turn order, you also get an extra worker down there. Let's see here.
I'm assuming that's how this power works. That was my interpretation of
Yep,
it.
that is also my interpretation of it. So I sure hope so.
Because I was planning on using that for income. For, not income, but for getting money quickly.
Okay. I need to see, like, where do I receive books of my color in it? Oh, the built-in action space. That is very much okay. Yeah, okay. That explains a thing or two. Okay, I'm going to remind myself what a couple of the students do, because this is a very brand new game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Students in law. The one on the bottom there. May buy textbooks from 2 players instead of 1. After placing a professor, gain a green research step. Immediately get 2 money. Gain 2 money after placing a student. And then the last one there. I think I like this one the best. I'm going to pay all my books, so 2 red, 1 and 1. Then I'm going to take this. I immediately get a dictionary. I immediately get a buck. And then I have those as incomes going forward.
I'm gonna use my student. So, can these grays be yellows?
No.
Okay, so yellows are not wild.
Yellows are not textbooks.
Okay.
Yellows are never textbooks.
I still think I'm gonna use my own student, but I can hold 10 books now because I bought that art student. So I think I'll just max that out. I think I'll buy 6 green books. Okay, I think I'm understanding it a little better.
Then the question is, how many of those do you wish to put in your display?
Okay, and the reason you buy... Do I do that immediately?
Yes, as a function of taking them, you may put them in your display. If you don't do it now, you can't do it later.
So I'm also seeing the reason you buy books from other people is they're not really available on the board. They're only really... I mean, they are, but at a very expensive worker cost, especially since... What was his name? Ignis?
Yeah, Ignotus.
Ignotus is taking up the room right now. I will put 2 books. And when you buy them, do you have to buy them from the more expensive? Or I'm assuming you buy cheap and put in high.
Yes, you buy from left to right.
I will put 2 books in my display.
Okay. I am going to come over here. I'm going to buy 6 books myself.
So I was having a really hard time understanding it just from the rule book, but I think I'm getting it a little more.
I'm going to make a little supply. I'm going to put my blue books over here.
That makes sense.
Along with probably a good chunk of the red books. See, without knowing the game, I couldn't really make these kind of decisions.
But
it's a learning game.
It's a New Euros Day.
Yep, and when we put this up on the Geek, people will get to see the struggles we had learning the game. But I mean, that will help you learn the game a bit. I'm gonna take a couple coins while I'm doing this too. That way, I have a little supply. All right, so I get 6 books.
So for these,
3
are
here.
they still? Could I use a dictionary on professors for a 1? Because there's no gray.
Yes, and in fact, look, those cost 4 unique books, and there's only
Okay.
3 player colors in the game. These cost books.
Is it
These
my turn
cost
again?
not quite yet. I took 6. Did you elect to evaluate that? Would you like to pay since you took that? Would you like to pay 3 money to move up on the research track?
Oh yes.
Because I'm gonna take mine. I have 3 students, so yeah, these are supposed to be there. That's what's wrong. And I hop on top of him. I have 3 students, so I can hop up.
She comes with a black gear. Good to know.
Yep. And I'm out of workers, so you've got one left.
And this one's have a professor or pay a book and 3 points.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm assuming you can elect not to take those, and you don't start getting penalized.
You can elect not to use the black actions, correct?
And the green one is you don't have to pay, but you can only go up 1.
Well, the green one, it tells you how many you can do.
Okay.
This space is do 3 and pay, or do 1 without pay.
Okay, so, but now it's back to me.
Yep.
Let's see if I can hire a professor. I have 3 colors of, no, because red is blocking the professor I could afford right now. Which I could afford that one, but it's blocked.
You can.
Or this one, but it's also blocked.
You can afford another art student. You could buy out of my rack. You could collect more money.
Let's see. The bottom 2 rows of students are still only 1 worker. But I don't have a red book, so I could only buy from the first row. No, I have a dictionary. No, but I don't have 2, so I could only buy from the first row.
It's starting to come together a bit.
This student is just a more advanced form of the student I just used.
But if you have both, that means you can do it twice in 1 turn, basically. So there's good advantages to it.
What is this? When you get an X worker, you can get X coin. Or it's probably spend that many workers to get that many coins in a black action.
I will check. I know we read them, but obviously they didn't stick. But
No.
That's not surprising. They didn't stick for me either. Whenever you use the bishop space, so that's here, which you're already incentivized to do anyway, gain 1 additional ducat per master.
So because of this, I'd start getting 2, right?
And plus get 1 research action in total when you do it.
That, considering the starting card I took, that synergizes extremely well. So that's going to be 2 books of my choice plus a different book.
Yeah, keep the 1 blue over there. You might need it.
And I'm going to take this because that makes my already good thing even better. And now I can hold 11 books.
And, okay. So I think we are
done with round 1. So now we got to remember all the cleanup.
Yeah, I think turn order. It's got to remember exactly how. Oh, turn order is this. It's the bishop space. You're clearly still first. Are you overflowing with books?
No.
All right. Reputation is gonna be this.
And how is that determined?
This.
Oh, okay. So the reason you'd want to go up on that is to make your books more desirable. In
addition to just wanting to get the bonuses. Then we are here. Untap your guy. Recall. Untap and then recall.
So how do you give lectures? I think that's the one thing
You need to acquire a professor card.
And then
when you acquire a professor card, you're going to put whatever book you spend the most of, you're going to put that book on it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to spend one of those. You get a free lecture when you hire him, and then or her. And then you, future lectures, you have to spend a book of that color.
Okay. And do you spend a master on that? Or is that
that is a masterless action.
Got it.
And by paying the money
but it taps him so you can only do once per turn, or round. Turn, round, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
It's funny because some Euro games use turn where others use round and vice versa. Okay, so
we are moving the round marker. We are taking income. I get $5.
So I get one per book?
Yep.
So that's $4.
And then you take your empty frame and you push.
Okay. Okay, it's starting to make sense a little bit. I'm going to... There's not a lot of 1 coins, so I am going to...
This will actually be a very good video because the gears are... I feel like after a round it clicks a lot. It's clicking a lot more after a round.
So now the books that didn't get bought get cheaper, which makes sense. Because if a product is just sitting in the inventory, the price is going to go down,
yep,
right?
and the benefit... Okay, and now we should be here. Ignotus goes up 2 on research, so put red up 2 on research. Oh, Ignotus also needs to cycle this. It's very important.
So he's here, right? Basically.
Yes, you should skip the milestones. And he goes on Upsilon, Epsilon, and new.
I'm really bad. So when you said, "Could you put this on this and this?" I'm like, I know one of those.
It's all Greek to me.
Yes. Hey-o.
Okay, we're done with the stream. We're gonna go raid now.
I don't think it could get any better than that. I'm still first.
Yep. And we're selling these fine leather jackets.
I kind of want to save one for down there, and so I have 3 students. So what I want to do is I want to buy a professor. So let's think about ways I can do that. I have 2 and 1. I'm going to need to buy at least one other color of book from somebody.
Yeah, the benefit to paying the cash for the professor is you can assign your book to it and make other people buy your books.
So your books are extremely cheap right now.
You must buy the cheapest book first.
So, 4 money for 2 books sounds pretty good. So, do I want to throw... Yeah, I don't want to spend much more than that.
So, I believe that goes to me.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm assuming for him it just goes to the bank because he's a...
Yes, you pay the player.
So there you go. I'm taking these 2 books, and which I get of the 4 points.
You get to flip one of them.
Oh, you just... well, it doesn't matter.
It might matter because this one's gonna get pushed off next.
So can you not fill it when it's empty?
No, I could. It just means there's no more points to be had from that tile when you flip it.
Okay. So the first person in gets the points.
Yep.
So I'd probably rather flip because it's just 2-player and not 3-player. This is probably the better solution.
Yeah, so
if it were 3-player, I might be denying other people points, but our 3rd player is just some bot.
Ignotus. That was the end of your turn, right?
It is kind of cute that the bot has a name.
It is my turn then, right?
Yes.
Let's see here. I don't necessarily want to overbuy your books, especially because your books are kind of trash, not gonna lie. Oh, she wasn't blocking that space. Yeah, I don't have enough.
So right now, if I wanted to buy a student, I have to... The larger number has to be blue books?
It has to be not green books. This one is from tier 1 or 2.
Oh, 1 or 2. Got it.
And then this is from anything, but it has to be different. Okay, I'm gonna also go buy some books from you. I don't know that do I want to spend 8 money worth of books from you?
I do have a 3-pointer for $2.
I know. I mean, I'm obviously buying that, and I'm obviously flipping it while I got the shot.
I'm trying to figure, is this supposed to? It doesn't.
Other
quite...
end.
There we go.
Go to that end.
It just. I'm trying to see. There is actually little hash marks where it's supposed to line up.
Oh, and it looks like you can also buy as many books as you want for 4 money at the end. If you really want to pay that much.
If you are flush with cash, in which case you should probably be hitting this spot.
Yeah, I'm going to buy 2 books from you, and I'm going to ask you to flip the
3-pointer.
The 3-pointer.
Because it's more points. Why does my brain not want to flip? Okay.
Then that's the... at the end of that, I get to take a black research action. And honestly, here's what I'm going to do.
Oh, I forgot my income. I get a 1 money income.
Oh, I also have 2 money and a dictionary coming in. I also forgot.
Okay, well, we'll remember that.
About my tiles. So I have 2 money and a dictionary.
I'm surprised that's not on here, but maybe it is.
Okay, anyway.
I'm assuming that's beginning of the round.
Anyway, yeah. Yeah, that happens during this phase. So we should have got that. But we both missed it.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's fine, we fixed it.
Alright, anyway, as a function of...
Is this
never
5
mind.
mine? Did you give me this?
Yes, I bought your books.
Yeah, okay.
So, never mind, I don't have a black gear on that action. I was thinking of something else. It's your turn.
Okay, I'm probably going to try to buy a professor here. The only one I can afford are the 2 on the bottom. So... Or maybe I want to try to get more books first.
Where did I put my, This is not your problem. I probably slipped it into this deck. Yeah, that's where I put it.
So this is if books fall off the end, you get money?
No, that is just when you lecture, you push your books. You do the maintenance phase.
I wonder why that would be advantageous.
Because you collect income while doing it.
Oh, got it.
Let me triple check what that is.
And what is recite? Is that recall a worker from somewhere?
So let me triple check those for you. Yep, immediately. That is immediately perform the. Yeah, I don't know why they used a different symbol for that than that. Why they don't have the hand. Oh, it doesn't have the hand on it, but that's because it's a one shot, I guess technically. This is activate a master that you've already placed on the board.
I could see both of those, but I'm going here. I'm going to take one of those, but I need to decide. And I'm going to be paying for it in green, blue, and yellow because that's my best option right now. The thing is, with my doubling up power, I'm actually pretty set on money. I don't feel like I'm going to be money starved this game with my current setup. So I think this is going to be better. So I'm paying these, and he is now a Green Book professor. Oh, and it looks like...
You do that immediately.
Oh, this is immediately?
You get... Well, you may do it immediately.
Oh,
for free.
So it looks like he's red, yellow, and gray. That's all the actions.
Yeah, that's okay. Just... Which means if you
so
assign the books out here, the ones you paid. What order did you pay for them in? Well, make sure you keep. Did you have any left over? Because you
no.
Were you spending all your books?
No, I think I had. I don't know. You interrupted me, and now I'm confused. I think I had 1 green and 1.
Yeah.
Dictionary? No, I bought 2 blues from you.
Then you should have 1 blue left over.
I think this is what's going on.
So
yeah, I threw 1 back. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
But it's important to mark off what he costs now.
Okay. See, I didn't understand that.
But if I want to recruit him, I don't have to pay the money anymore. But I do have to buy the specific
I have to pay
books.
$5 too.
Yes.
Thank you for reminding me. But I get one of these right away.
Yep.
And...
if you wish to tap him now, it will not cost you a book, but the only action you can do with him is going to be... You can't afford another professor, so you're going to have to...
I will buy... You have blues for 1 point each. He has a...
You have to buy the one that's not worth points first.
Red, blue. I will spend 3 money. That goes to you. 3 money for a blue book and a point.
Alright. If you want to move your point, I'll get the score checker updated.
I can barely reach that.
I am very glad that we have the battery coupler now because this is definitely a long game. Am I doing 1080p 30? I think we might be doing 1080p 30 instead of 720p. No,
That one
720p
is
60
specifically
instead of,
when you place it.
Alright, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so it's back to me.
Can I see the rule book? I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Or at least see if there's any indication of me cheating.
Yeah, I think I need to acquire. I'm taking a look around at how exactly I want to handle my options here.
It does say for all gameplay effects. So I'm just making sure these synergize in the way I think they
That's
do.
fine. I'm super deep in thought here. I have to choose whether to rush in and try to get another one of those. I know what I like. I have the general idea of what I want to do. I have the outline set up. I just don't have necessarily the number of books available with which to drive it right now. Yeah, I'd be short. So I think that my best option here is we're gonna go. I'm gonna spend 6 money. I'm gonna buy a massive pile of blue books. 3 more into the display. I don't feel like I want to overflow things any more than that, but that feels right. 3 into my general supply. I may immediately take a black research action. I'm gonna pay one of my blue books. I'm gonna pay 3 points to come up here. Oh, do I have to hit one more to hit the milestone, or do I hit? I hit the milestone now.
You hit the milestone now.
All right, so that means that with
That's
the milestone,
at least that was my understanding.
with the milestone, I can recruit a professor without paying the
money cost.
with the money cost, and it's gonna be one of these guys. I'm just deciding if I want the. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this guy with 3 of these. 2 greens. I'll just set this over here. 1 yellow. Then I need to put one of my blues on this, and I immediately receive a tutor.
I have an ambiguous question for you. So if I use this guy,
and then I go here, right? Yeah, I have to actually advance to the next one.
I think not. I think if I use that guy on my bishop, it would just count as 1. I'm pretty sure on that. This is a single guy space.
It activates 1 guy, technically.
Yeah, so I think that's true. Okay, anyway, I'm out of money, so I'm going to use my...
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I've advanced 3 spaces.
I'm going to use that, so I get 5, 6, 7 money and a black gear. 5, 6, 7. I own 3 students. I'm assuming that includes the printed student.
It better, or I
Oh,
cheated.
no, because it has a purple dot on it, and the printed student doesn't.
I was counting it as having that. I see your thoughts there. So it's... Well, we'll go check in costs. My assumption was the printed student is a student, because it always just refers to that as student.
Okay, well, I can, as long as we play it consistently, that's fine. Because getting 3 students for that early seems too difficult, or buying 3 students.
Yeah, buying 2
early.
versus buying 3 seems like a lot.
2 seems reasonable. So I'm gonna go up a step because I have 3 students. And now I have cash again.
I'd have to do detailed look. I'd be shocked if the printed student didn't count. Alright, so... Alright, where am I?
So how do I get points in this game? I guess the big thing...
A lot of them are at the end.
Is the students. Getting lots of students. So for that, is it the number of students for A times B?
Yeah, so right now you'd have 2 times 1 is 2 points.
Okay. And then professors are just worth points for having them, right?
Yep.
So this is a 4. That's why the ones on the top are 10 points, because they cost more.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out. I'm a little bit low on money. He repeatedly blocks off that 1 action space, which is a little bit unpleasant. Let's see. Where do I want to go with what I'm doing here? That's my question. Probably shouldn't. Oh, well, I'm gonna need more books either way. So I'm gonna come down here because there's no limitation. I'm actually gonna put my yellow guy in there for reasons. Here's $3. You can flip that frame back over.
The 1-pointer?
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. You took that fast, and I wanted to make sure it was in the right spot.
I had to update my score because I did not take on there because I did not take my points away.
So is this 1 point per bought book when you use it?
Yeah, when you activate it, 1 point per book in your display.
Okay. Yeah, I see that now. But you have to use that 1 point per professor of that type, 1 point per professor of the other types. So for right now, that would be. I think I'm going to buy 6 green books.
Okay. You'll have to fill up your display with those as you see fit.
I am going to keep 4, and I am going to put 2 up for sale.
I'm looking at art students because those are the only ones I can buy right now. I could reevaluate. I could get someone who lets me reevaluate or reset all my prices. But I think what I'm gonna do, pay 2 and 1, and I'm just gonna get this person down there. And I think I have this. I'm the only one with the worker left, right?
Yeah.
All right. What do I want to do with this? I mean, I'm almost certain. I think I don't have anything meaningful I can do besides go there. I'm gonna get a total of 3 money, but I'm then gonna spend 4 money to move my disc on top of Ignotus here. A little low on cash, but that's the way it goes.
Do you get a gear for? Yeah, you got the same thing I did.
Yep.
Huh.
All right. Check turn order. That's still you. You still have 2. Check book limit. We're both well under book limit. Assign reputation. It hasn't changed. Untap your professors.
Remind me how reputation is. I don't know when that stick. Oh yeah. Okay. I don't know why that's not sticking in my head.
That I cannot help you with. Well, I can repeat it. I guess that's a kind of help you with it. All right, call your workers. 3rd round. Income. I have 5 income and my bookshelf slides.
I have 3 from the books.
Yeah.
I have on display.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I also have some more coming in.
1 from the lady. That's it.
I have 2 from my students.
And
I'm running the NCAA over here. I'm earning income from my students, and they're not allowed to earn any themselves. Yeah, that just
Oh, I got a black action. I got to remember that this has. Are you okay with me going up one more?
Yeah.
Because I got to remember this student has a gear.
Would you do that? Would you want to do that? You would not have been able to take any advantage of the bonus because you wouldn't have had the books at the time. No. When did you buy the green books? Was that the very last thing you did?
I did it with the student.
Yeah, but when in your turn did you have the blue and yellow?
You know what? I'll just pretend I didn't get it because now I'm just confused. So what is this?
So when you can acquire a professor without paying the money cost. So
so I'm gonna not take that yet.
My question is, if you had all those books, you could acquire a professor. You'd be able to afford it.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna take it.
You might not have had the money.
Well, you don't have to pay the money.
Oh yeah, but I just don't know whether you had the books. You could go watch the VOD and find out, but that's about it.
It's fine. I just won't take it for now.
All right, so is that the income then?
Yeah.
I think we're back to action, and I think you're still first.
We gotta do Mr.
We do have to do. He is first. All right, he goes up 2 more on that. He adds 3 books to his display. And then Beta, Upsilon, and where is that? Where is Zeta? That might only these cards are only for a 2-player game, so that wouldn't make sense. Do you see that? Gamma. Gamma's the one I missed. I said Upsilon instead of Gamma. That's what threw me off. It's all Greek to me. Anyway.
And the game ends in 6 rounds?
Mm-hmm.
How did you earn more guys by doing one of those?
Collect a pile of cash and books. Get 15, or peg 15 points on the board. Or acquire a few more students into your thingamabobber. The thing about buying books from people is it kind of causes the money to stay in the game and go in a circle, but then the red player doesn't. The red player acts as a money sink, which I think kind of is throwing off the balance a bit.
Me too.
I'm thinking if I buy books and if I buy 2 books from you, then they get and the money comes in, and then you just spend that money on something else. But if I buy them from red, the money's out of the game.
We gotta buy red books at this point because he's number 2 on the track.
I mean, he's the one that's cheap right now. Are you book buying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that yellow guy can go out of the. He can get a return. He's gone.
Five, 6, 7. I'm gonna spend 5, 6, 7 money.
Do you want to flip the first or the second frame?
The first.
And a point for you. Make sure I get that updated. Alright, what am I gonna do? What am I going to do? I need to see what this reward does on the second card before I actually see. That is immediately recruit a student from art or law without paying any costs. Well, without paying the book cost. Okay, there's. So pushing through that entire track would cost me $9. I ain't got $9. Not yet, anyway. Alright, I think I'm gonna collect 3 money because I need a little cash. And then I'm gonna pay one of it because I gotta pay 1 money per token below me to go up that.
Okay. I'm gonna go here because of all the bonuses I get. I get 5, 6, 7 money. I get 1 black push from this. I'm gonna go here. I have a professor. I get a professor without paying money. I'm gonna take this professor for every single book I have.
Yep.
And she is a green professor. I get her ability right away without paying additional resources, which gives me 3 points.
That brings you up to 7.
That is the actual end of my turn. And these are all gone because I spent them all.
Yep. I'm looking to kind of.
What is X times
1 per token below you.
Oh, cool.
That's at least my interpretation.
That makes sense. 1 plus 1 times each number of students you have.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get into a position. I'm looking at the.
So is this you're paying for students?
That's 1 plus 1 per student. So I'm interpreting that based on us counting the student on the board. It's 5 money for me. And then 4 for the next one. I'm just too. I know what I want to do. I'm just too broke in terms of actually being able to afford it. I can't earn enough cash to do what I really want to do this turn.
I'm assuming she's tapped because I used her for free.
Yeah, you can't use her again. I'm just trying to figure out which way I want to go right now. I would like to have my books bought, but there's also totally no guarantee that happens. So I think what I'm gonna do actually, I'm just gonna move 1 green without paying that 5 money.
Okay. I'm gonna buy some more of my own books. Actually, let me think about that. So I want to have 4 money left over to pay that price. So I'm gonna only buy 5 of my own books. I'm gonna completely load up here. Wait, does that get...
That'll get shoved off at the end of the turn if I don't buy it. But
and
it does count as
does it
income.
just go... poof?
Yeah, it just goes away. But it does count as income. You'll get $1 back for it. But the question is, do you want to have it in your supply for use?
So, and then she pushes, and then I do it. So I'm going to keep 3 of them in my supply. Yeah.
All right.
And that also gives me a black gear, which I keep forgetting about. I saved 4 money so that I can go here.
Yep. And your next space is free, actually.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If I counted my money right, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have all my money set aside. I'm gonna just buy a pile of blue books right now. And then I also get a gear. I spent 6 and 4. I spent 10 to be able to go there, to be able to acquire one of these without paying the space costs. And then my question here is, which one? Do I take the 2 money now? I probably do. Or do I take when I recruit a professor, I get a green? Because the costs are definitely starting to go up. I'm going to take this because I get 2 money back.
Okay, I kind of put myself in a corner, so I just have to take 2 money. And
3, well, that's 5 money for you still. It's 6, actually, because it's...
No, because it only counts on the first, once per round when you place
Oh,
a
okay. Master.
The
It's
second one doesn't cost.
You still get the other bonus.
I still get 3, though.
And you still get to advance your token up.
Which is free,
Yeah.
because no one's below me.
Yep. Okay, for my turn,
that was better than I thought.
I'm going to acquire a tutor. And it's back to you. Are you out of stuff? You could tap.
Yeah, I'm out of stuff.
You could tap that. You could tap that for a book.
For a book? Where?
You can add.
Yeah, but what would I do with it?
That is a better question. Get 3 money.
Suppose a green book only costs 1 money. So getting 3 money, I'd also get another push, but I need 4 money for that. Well, I have 4 money though. So yeah, I'll tap this. I'll do this because I'm assuming this still triggers this.
I don't see why it wouldn't. 3 money and a gear.
3 money, a gear. I have 3 students plus 1 is 4 money. I'm here now.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next one? 2 money plus that would be
$6.
$6.
$6 or a green for you. Strictly speaking, I'm there.
What's that bonus?
Take a student from the left 2 columns without paying the books.
Nice.
You do still have to pay the other the money cost though. All right. $2 to you. You can flip that over. This one's crunchy. All right. Turn order. It's still you. It's probably going to be you all game. When no.
I'm really incentivized to use that space. Yay, my books are more valuable.
Untap. Recall workers. Oh, hold on. I still had a guy here. I super apologize for that. How did I miss that?
Did you use him and not place him?
That's what I gotta figure out. This guy was here. I know I did this. I know I did that. I know I did. Yeah, I know I went and got
Did you
money.
buy a student or a professor?
This should have been here. Okay, there we go. I acquired a student, but I did not buy a student. But yeah, okay. All right, untap, recall, advance the round. I have 6 money coming in.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But I lose a book.
5. 5 money coming in. This is money you paid me. That's why it's hanging out over here.
Then I have an additional 2 income and a dictionary. Don't forget your additional 1 money from the hand.
I got it.
All right. Then Ignotus goes. 1 on the research, please.
I'm behind again.
And he puts 2 workers out. Beta and Delta. And I'm gonna look at the manual because I'm interested in some of these law students. What do they do? Not the law students, the medical students.
Most of them are immediately get 1 point per thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know what the top is. That's not the question. What you thinking?
I'm going to go here and do a green.
That is very sensible. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna spend 4 money. Get 2 red books. Get 1 point.
I'm gonna pay. Oh, I get this now, right?
Yeah, you got that when you moved up there.
And that's any of these first 2 rows?
Strictly speaking, those should both be on top of me. Yeah, the first two columns. So that means you get a money and a dictionary immediately. It's back.
Well, no, because that was part of my last turn.
Oh yeah, never mind.
So then are you done with your turn?
I was done with my previous turn, yes.
So it's my turn. Did I? I didn't buy this. This person is not here. All I did was that. I didn't clean that up from last round. That's what's going on.
Thought that was what you were thinking about doing on this turn.
I think I will. So I'll buy 6 greens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna put 2 on my shelves. I am going to I get a gear.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to pay 1 per professor. So that's of my choice. So that's 2 green books. And now I'm in the lead.
Mm-hmm.
What's the blue ones for? That interacts with some other card, right?
This one, that's what I was just looking up. The blue, when you hit it, and that's actually the person that I'm going for literally right now, is that I'm going to put this here. I'm going to pay 2 of one color, 2 of a worse color, and then 1 dictionary to hire this, which will get me 3 points now. It'll get me another worker. And then that will also, when I advance to a blue, I can then go another one further without paying. So that's the end of that turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go here. That's 5, 6, 7 money, and a black gear. Here's this. Here's 3 of that money I just made. Now I live here.
Okay. I need to triple check these costs. I'm pretty sure that
This one here?
No, I know what that is.
That's a discount.
Just triple checking the campus cost on that first column is that I have to pay 2 of 1 and 2, but the third one doesn't have to be a 3. It could also be a 2.
And we're on round 4. We've moved that correctly.
Yeah, we should. And this is like all the way over here. I would really like him to be in a different spot. Like real bad. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go here. I get 3 money in because of my bonus tile, and I also get to pay 1 book per professor. That'll be a blue. And then because of my power, I then get a red, or I get a green, sorry, to jump onto the next one. I'm selling these fine leather jackets.
I know. I'm probably going to buy some books from you.
I reuse jokes.
Here's 4 money.
Okay, and you're going to get 1 point out of that as well.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, the second one, though.
Okay. Then we're going to do some professors is what's going to happen next.
Because you're past the cost point for professors. Alright, let's see here.
No, I mean like use their powers. Give lectures is the game term, I believe. We're gonna give. I'm out of workers, but I can still give lectures after that, right?
Mm-hmm. I just obviously I very much misinterpreted that. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pay 2 and 1. I don't want to put 2 workers out. I'm gonna put this here. Pay a buck. But I also now have this bust card, so I can use this power. I get 2 dictionaries, and I get another book of my choice, which will be red at the moment.
So you can use him, or
yeah. If you buy books,
do you use him?
If you buy books,
it's just as if you had him.
If you buy books from me, we each get a point, and I get a book. I get your book.
Okay, I'm going to give a lecture with this professor for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points.
Ooh, that'll almost get another worker.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's Yeah, I see. Given how few and far between the points are, that's gonna be very beneficial. 10.
I wish I could get one more point. I'm assuming when you unlock the worker, you get them immediately. Like you can use them the next turn, should you so desire.
Okay, I'm scheming. This is my scheming phase. Yeah, I don't have a lot of income going on right now, though. Which I will buy $6. And it's back to you.
Okay, I'm going to spend a green book on this guy. I'm going to use this guy to reactivate him, take the green, and bypass this really expensive cost. And I planned it that way. I'm like, I'm going to pay the 2 lower costs so I can get that really expensive one for free.
Okay, I'm going to tap my guy to get a tutor so I can get another action. I can at least squeeze 3 money out of my, out of that. Looking to see if there's anything better I can do, though.
What's this one do? I can look that up. Gives you money based on something. The iconography is dense.
Those give you those let you change the cost of your books. Those give you those tiles in the corner, which you can use to change the prices on your books.
I see. I'm more interested in that as a cheap student to fill up my students rather than anything else.
I think I'm going to take the 3 money and I'm going to pass on the
upgrade.
On the upgrade at this moment. And then I'm out of actions. So, turn order.
It's tied.
I don't think yellow counts, but also you were first in. So
okay.
Still you. Book counts. I can definitely hold 7.
Yep.
If you want to go and reach up there and adjust those. And then untap Yo Professor. Recall Yo Dudes.
I definitely want to get 1 more point this turn so I can get another action.
Yeah. Then advance the round marker. My income is 5. Plus I have
So does the income happen before the book sliding?
Yep.
Okay,
I mean, look at the hand and then the books.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a yellow book.
Dictionary.
5, 6, 7, 8.
That is. And then I gotta actually do my slide.
And then, yes, slide to the left. And so when it falls off, it just
goes back
poof.
to the supply.
Okay.
I want to check the exact rules on acquiring the bust cards. I have to do what's his face as well, but just give me 1. It says during your turn, so it doesn't sound like I have to stop what I'm doing to do it. All right, 1 tech for red.
Boop.
And he's going to have 3. He's going to be on Delta. He's going to be on Zeta. He's going to be on... That's not new. That's Upsilon, isn't it? You can complain about your Greek, but my Greek isn't any better. And you're still going first. Oh. I forgot to take those at least twice. Possibly more, but at least twice. So I think that's a reasonable number.
I think I'm going to acquire a different professor.
Okay.
$5. I guess 2 greens. We'll do 2 greens.
You would always put your book in the top slot, especially because you want to make it easy to activate your own.
And I technically need this so that I know he's green. So that's 3 times currently 2, but I'm looking good for that last one.
All right, I'm coming here.
I still have 1 blue book left.
I'm collecting 3 money. I have 15 money and 4 books in the middle of my turn. I didn't see anything in the rules that says I can't do this in the middle of my turn, so I qualify for that, and I get my 6th worker. Then I also have a tech advance, and I have to pay 1 book.
I'm assuming we're counting these up at the end because I have not been tracking them.
Yeah, that'll be end game. We could do it now, but I'm not. Anyway, I only pay 1 book.
Actually, we can't because that would put you towards the 15. So.
Yeah, that's. It's a lot like terraforming Mars in that, yeah, there's a difference between in-game points and after-game points. Anyway, I took next spot on the prestige track there.
I want books. I could get my own books. I have enough money for that. I could, but I'd rather get cheap books while they're cheap. So I'm gonna buy 2 books from one of ya, but I'm deciding...
The costs on that 4th tile are ridiculous.
I'm buying from one of ya. I'm just deciding if I want 2 red books. The red book comes with 2 points because I can take that 2nd pointer, right?
Yep. And nobody's bought the tile that lets you buy books from multiple different people.
Yeah, then I can hit that.
I'm starting to see why that might be valuable.
So, yeah, because then I could buy a red and a blue. But I'm just going to pay $4. I'm buying from him, so that $4 just went into the
bank.
Okay,
take your extra worker.
Worker! Ugh, you have all your workers, jeez.
Sorry. I have offended you with having workers.
See, I could get another worker with 2 more students, but is that really worth it for 1 more round? Well, if I got it this round, I could use it for 2 rounds.
Are you still? Is it my action?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, I'm gonna come over.
Let's see. Well, actually,
what
what
else is left?
This is your 3rd action.
No, this is my 2nd action.
Why do you have 3 guys on the board then?
I don't. That's red.
Oh, that is red. Ha! I did a dumb.
All right.
Edit out my dumb, please.
That's a lot of work on a video this long. Anyway, I'm gonna do 3 steps. I'm gonna pay the first one. So I'll go there. I'll get $9 back. Then I need to put a worker to sleep for the round. That's my 2nd. When I go into blue, I get a free one. And then I pay a net of 7 money because I have 1 guy in the red space.
You have 1 professor. I think I've just been doing it every single round. 5, 6, 7 money. No, because I want a book first. I want my own book. But then I only have 3. Oh, that's disappointing. I should have kept one green book. So I could do that, get the books, and then immediately spend it. It's fine, because I'll be doing that and getting it anyway. I hate to waste that action, though. No, this will be better. I am going to pay 3 money for 3 green books. That gets me a technology, a black gear, 1 of each book to go up here. I get 9 money.
Are you putting any of the books in the display?
No, because I think I can make more
than 1 point out of it.
Yeah.
All right, so.
And I'm technically here.
You can flip the 1.
I got lots of money out of that.
Mm-hmm. I'm still selling these fine leather jackets.
So, should it and then use it. Yeah, it's time. I am still in first place. Does that change no, that changes at the end of the round. So I can go here. I can pay 2 green and a red to get this person, correct?
Yes.
I'm doing that. I'm assuming I can't do that one if I have no professors to lay down.
Yeah, you do have 2. Which one? This
cost, this blue
cost.
Oh,
that's a masters, not professors.
Yeah, sorry,
yes.
master.
But yes. When you said professors, I'm like, that one's way up ahead of where you are. Yeah, I'm gonna buy my own books. Six of them. Here we go, but I don't have a second professor to exhaust to get through that space, so.
To get through the top, oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna go here and make 8 of my own books. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am going to fill this up because of my one really good professor. And unfortunately, I can't use the black gear because I don't have an extra worker to exhaust.
Yeah, I kind of had to burn mine. You're out of workers then?
Yeah, but okay. I have lots of professors.
I'll take a yellow, and it's back to you.
Where do I have singletons? I can buy crap. But we'll...
Oh, I get a point when I tap him.
I'm going to spend a green book. How much money do I got? 5, 6. To hit this guy. He's a singleton, so I can use this professor on him. I am going to pay you $4. Is this your 1? I'm taking your 1.
Yep.
to buy 2 books and a point off of you.
All right.
Can you get me my 1 point? I can't reach that far.
Board's big. I actually really needed that money, so I appreciate. So back to me.
The reason this one doesn't have a hand under it is because you don't get.
Well, it's not an income; it's a one-time.
It's
thing.
just for your books. Yeah,
I understand it.
The iconography suddenly makes sense.
Two greens for the top, 2 blues for the second, 2 yellows for the third. Is that what I want to do? What else do I... Yeah, I can't go into the third row with my other action. This will cost me 2 money as well. It's back to you if you're going to continue,
okay.
Professor.
Green book for 6 points.
Should be 18.
Seems like a good deal.
Oh, that said 17 to 23. 6 points it was?
6 points. Because I have a full display.
Alright, I got one more thing here. I can't buy a student out of the top row. I can't super afford to buy. Can't afford to buy a lot, but maybe it is worth it for me just to buy. Yeah. Give me your first green, please.
Okay. I'm paying a green. I get 5 money because you took one. And a push. But I need the money, so worth it.
Anything left after that?
Nope.
I'll turn that. Keep that face down if it was face down, which I think it was.
Oh, do they not flip back face up when?
I don't think they do. We'll check. I'll check in the rules, but I've been keeping my face down.
I've been flipping them up when they come around. So, oops.
I'll check. But yeah, I would avoid that if it's true. I'll triple check. That wasn't something that I'm like super clear on. Out of actions?
I am out of actions.
All right, so we are here. I'm going first.
I know.
You never came there. You got enough books, and once again, I am the most prestigiousest. Untap your cards. Recall workers. I also want to triple check. Okay, so for the infinite Z space at the top of that card, you must still send at least one to sleep. You can't do that with your very last action. Okay, and then round marker, and then my income is going to be a total of 4, 5, 6.
Income 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And a dictionary.
6, 7, 5, 6, 7, and a yellow.
He makes a quantum leap. I could see that maybe they do flip over after they come out. I don't think they do, though. And then he goes on. Is that just gamma, maybe? It's been a while since I've had to deal with Greek.
And this is the last round.
Yep.
I would really like to make it to that 9-point level.
That's from where you are. That's rough. And it's already like, I'm looking at it like that's super hard for me to do. And we're just gonna do that.
I have to do some calculations on whether or not I want to, because there's nothing in the middle. At end of game, being anywhere in the middle is not worth anything, right? It's just the check marks that are points.
There are points for being second place on research, but he can't pass you. So if you can't pass me and you can't make it to the next tier,
I have enough gears?
It's going to be really rough for you to get there.
Okay, 1 gear there. 1, 2. I have 3 gears that I can't be blocked out of.
You'd also have to sacrifice 2 workers and 2 professors to do that.
1, 2, 3.
I think you gotta have better ways to make points. Because like one of your professors is an easy 6 every round.
Yeah. Not necessarily. It depends on when you buy things. I've had multiple times where I'm like, whew, you didn't buy things. It's probably going to be better to try to get some of those row 4 guys than try to get that 9. The thing is, it's 9 points, 10, 11, it's 12 points if I do that. Because I would get 3 more points for each of my professors and the 9 points on there. What do you mean it's going to be hard for you to make it? You got guys to burn.
Well, I had to spend the 1 to get the green action.
My hope was, the thing is, if I was going to double my green action to try to get up there, but now I don't think I can.
Yeah, if I left that open for you, I think it becomes a more viable
But
approach.
I think the fact because I can take the green action, then take the green action again. But now that I can't do that...
Without spending 2 workers.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be feasible. So... Instead... I'm just going to burn this green book right now before any of my other books get burnt to take 5 points right now. That way, if you buy any of my books, which is likely because they're cheap, I won't lose out on points.
It depends what I'm trying to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have other things to get done first, such as 2, 2, and 2. Which will get me... And 3 money. Nope. You get, this column.
Okay, so let's see. 2 points per professor would get me 6 points. 2 points per check mark is also 6 points.
I did not push these down. That was it's obvious that I didn't push those down.
1.
Same with him. He should. Oh, he's the reason he's got like that is because he filled up. He's fine.
I can always buy a dictionary for... Is this an or an and?
What's the
can
slash
I do both
look
of
like?
those?
Compared to the other spaces, I would assume that's an or.
Okay.
If you look at the iconography on all the other spaces, it's an or.
Yeah, okay. Getting 4 professors... What are the busts? Are they...
You get 3 points for getting 1 bust. But you also get 2 green moves if you get that bonus. If that in any way affects anything for you.
Oh, that might be good.
But can you get enough? Can you get enough books? There's not exact professors. You only need 3 greens to be able to buy this guy. And you can get greens cheap, so.
I feel like that's going to be worth it. So, it does cost me 2 workers to go there, though, because Mr. Red is blocking the way. But I'll get an extra 3 points from my check marks. I'll get 3 points from there for the bust.
He's 6 points on his own.
I think that's worth it. So we're going to buy books. Do I really need... How many books do I need?
At the end of the
So
game,
what
the
does he do?
books
He
and the
gives
money are
me-
the same for pity points. He makes all these spaces better
Okay.
after you get him. Better enough to matter? I don't know.
Books. Yeah, I'm going to do that because I think it's going to be worth enough. So I want to buy just enough books to get him, which is going to be... Oh, but I want 2 more for my professors. So we're going to buy 6. 6 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
And presumably not putting any in your display, because why?
Yeah, I already used my lady, so...
Alright, I need to figure out what I've done the main thing that I'm going to accomplish this turn. So what else can I do? How can I turn people into points at this stage? Be like, yeah, I've got a lot of guys. I don't have a lot of stuff to do with them. Okay, turning money into dictionaries isn't actually a profit. Wish I had one more book of my own color. That would kind of put me in the position where I could actually do something. Yeah, I can't spend dictionaries like that. Am I meaningfully able to get a professor? I don't know that I have the money to drive that. And the worker cost for getting the low professors is, yeah, prohibitive. I'm just like, where in the world am I going to get
I think I have
stuff?
roughly have my end of game here.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to go any further up than that. That's like, my last move is going to be moving up that track, pretty obviously. I'm just trying to be like, where can I go about getting enough stuff for anything to matter? I could get another student, which is actually helpful to me, but it's also, the money, I don't have enough money to really do anything, so I guess what we're gonna do, I'm gonna collect 9 money for, no, I get 1 money per worker, so I get 11 money out of that. And then I will also get a gear action. I will lay down at least 1 worker to come up here and get the 9 points. 7, 2. There we go. And I'm done. That's everything else is you.
Okay.
Sorry I overthought that. I was really looking for something better to do. I'm 1 money short. So if you want to buy any of my books. So it's all you.
Yes, I think.
No, my activity feed completely empty. That's weird. I have stuff that should be recent enough to be in there.
2 workers for 9. 1 worker for 6. Plus I get another worker. So... Oh, but I need another dictionary, and that's where he comes in. I still think this is best. So we're going to go here. I am going to pay 6 money, 2 greens.
3 greens.
3 greens.
2. You can go back to the supply. And then you do have to put the others out there, technically.
2 and 1. To get this guy,
Alright,
I get a boost.
You immediately get 2 green moves up there. Well, you collected a bust too, so you can choose your order here.
Well,
So you got...
What's giving... Oh, yeah, okay.
That's kind of the crux of the whole strategy. You can claim this at any time during your turn, so arrange them in the order which makes the most sense for you.
Kill a dude.
Given the amount of money you have on hand right now,
kill a dude.
I think you have to do the kill a dude.
Green. Yeah, so I'm going to do him first. I get a yellow book. I'm going to lay down a dude. I still don't think maybe I should just give up on this, but oh well, I'm going to try. Then I can take 2 greens, right? 1, 2.
Yep, he's tapped. Yeah,
he's tapped. So I don't think I can. That was probably not the best move.
In which case, untap him and just move it up to the -6. That way you keep the yellow book. That way you get an extra
double
worker.
Checking, so I could get another gear with that, but I don't have an extra worker. So I think I'm going to just do this and untap this guy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I was really hoping I could get a column 4 student, but I just... let's see. Column 4 student 2. I'd need 2 blue books and a dictionary. But then I'd have to buy them. I can't do 2 blue books and a dictionary. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm 1 dictionary short of what I want to do.
Buying any student, well, you would need a textbook to buy a student, so you can't use a dictionary as a textbook. That is 3 points in a worker, and that if you got it, you do have the ability to.
Oh no! You know what I'm gonna do?
I don't. I'm excited to find out.
No, I lost it. I had it and then I lost it. So I could get up to there where I kill 2 professors. I have 1 worker left. Go down there, no, I'm still on that top where I'm 1 worker short. No matter how I math it out. Do I have... I think I can do this. So... yes, I can get another gear there. So if I tapped him and used that, we agreed I got up to here, right?
No, you were not that far.
I was here, right?
You were there.
So the problem is I don't have a worker to exhaust. Unless I buy a student. Yeah. Because I could use this to get 2 more black actions. Money and black action. I'm just 1 worker short. Let's see. How else do I get workers? I can't get 4 dictionaries. I'm past 15 points. What's the other thing?
Hires. Get a student, which requires that you get a blue. Requires that you get a book.
So I don't think I can make it to that 9 points. Are we agreed on that?
I don't think you can get there. It would take a severe concentration of effort. That said, I mean, getting this guy was still a really good move.
It did cost 2 workers instead of 1, though.
It's 9 points. I was struggling to make 2 or 3 on my last workers. I think it was a good move.
So let's see. I'm not getting a check mark. I'm not getting another professor. What's pi student? What's that? What's this
math students.
Okay.
Have points on
I'm
it.
not getting a math student. I don't think.
Well, I just realized. Yeah, this time's professors.
Yeah, because I'm one dictionary short of getting a math student, right? Unless I can get a student that gives me no, because I'd still need two.
Yeah, your money's limited on that as well.
And what else? I could get
a student.
A student.
That would be worth 3 points.
Which would be...
You get another worker out of it in the end, too.
And I'm not getting another bust. I'm nowhere... Oh, 1, 2, 3...
Yeah, you need two students.
So I think getting any student just for the AXB points is probably my best move. So let's see. I need one textbook.
Yep, you buy from Red. You don't want to give me money. Yellow space.
Then I can get another textbook if I really need to with that. No, because that'll be spending. So here's a student. It's just this student. I don't even know what it does.
It lets you rearrange the price, but it doesn't matter.
Bother that.
But you collect your extra worker.
So now I have 2 workers left.
Oh, you need to put the worker out in the space to collect the student, so you have 1 worker left.
I have 1 worker left. I think money is probably my best bet, especially with my money bonus. Because I have 1 yellow dictionary and 4 money. Those are my only resources.
You could squeeze a point out of money. I think you'd be hard-pressed. Like, you could buy books and then activate someone else, but you don't have enough money to really do anything with it.
Does a 1 space do anything? No. I only have 3 people on 1 spaces. This gets me 5 money, but if I go here, I get 5, 6, 7 money, which is just strictly better.
And you could spend that 7 money to move up on the
4, 5,
prestige
6.
track, which you don't want to do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, that's it.
All right, so we do still do all this end of round stuff. Turn order is still me first. Book limitation still happens. That's the same. Untap, recall workers, end of game. All right, so.
Do we get no last income?
No income.
I think it said that explicitly in the rule.
All right, nobody has any leftover books. I have 3 points in money, and I think you have 2.
Yep.
So we'll start tracking these live.
And I have 1 leftover dictionary.
Yeah, I'll get the dictionaries on this now because we each have 1 leftover dictionary. Now, I have 12 and you have 5.
Yep.
So I'm going to go to 38. And you're going to go to 36. That's my first lead since the very beginning of the game. Alright, you cleared 3 cards times 4 professors is 12 points. So you go to 48. And I get 5 points because I only ever got 1 professor. I'm losing a game. Alright, then just points on professors. I have all of 6.
24.
Yeah, that's gonna be your big jump.
1, 2, 3,
You should go to
4.
72.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.
You need another 10. If you have 24, you're 10 more than that.
1, 2, 3, 4. I can count.
Okay, you didn't get any math students, right?
Nope.
All right, this guy is 2 per card per prestige card I completed, so he's 8. 57. And then this guy is 1 per student, and we're counting those, so I got 9. You put me at 66. Now, your students are 3 times 3 is 9. My students are 5 times 4 is 20, so I should go to 86. And then you have 3 points from busts, right? You have 1 bust. I have 2 busts, so I get 7. So I go to 93, and I believe that's the end.
Yep.
Good game.
I really needed to make it to that 3rd level.
That would have you lost by 9. It looks like.
I mean, there's just 9 points for making it. Plus, I would have
Plus,
gotten
yeah, you
at
would have
least 3
you got
more.
another 4, another 4.
Oh, good game.
What do you think?
I don't think it's well balanced for 2-player, but I like the mechanics overall. I think it's going to be a lot better in 3 or 4.
At least a little bit. Like I said, I think this player.
This lady was my MVP, though.
Oh yeah, when I saw you got that, I'm like, oh boy, that's gonna hurt.
But it wasn't enough to win, so.
Yeah, it's because I was able to get these, and I was really able to get my student stuff synergizing. But yeah, the proxy player being a money sink rather than a money circulator, I think it was a very poverty game. I think nobody even was thinking about that. And it also made this really difficult. I think more difficult than this was intended to be.
I feel like 2-player was an afterthought, and that it's really meant for 3 or 4. Like, it's playable, but it's...
I mean, they went through the trouble of the deck. I think there needs to be some adjustment for buying books from this player. Because what would happen in a 3-player game is you buy books,
that money would come back,
and then that player's going to buy them from somebody else, or otherwise recirculate the money. So maybe his book should be half cost, or maybe if you buy from that player, half the money should go to the other player. I think we could patch that. That's the thing I'm worried about being unbalanced in 2-player.
I think it's going to be really fun when we can actually get a group together, though.
Oh, that's what Tabletop Sim's for. I don't feel any problem with playing a tabletop sim that I own. So no, I know what you mean, but I'm saying we got tabletop sim. I don't have to wait that long. I thought it was neat mechanics. So people compare this to Lorenzo because of this acquisition, but I get the impression you didn't hate it the way you hate Lorenzo.
No,
because Lorenzo kind of tears you down. This game does a better job of building you up.